Going live. Activate the discords. Hello and welcome aboard the Flightship. The place where you're bored. And it's the flight. I mean, you know what you're doing here already. If you made it this far, you obviously know what we're here for. 4 viewers are waiting. Oh, the suspense. That sweet, sweet suspense. How are we all doing today? And most importantly, is the audio good? Always tell me if the audio is good. Is it good? Is it in fact good? Please, please, the suspense is killing me. Heyo! We are live, Smart Turkey, and heyo, my dear friend Galaxy Waliaf. Welcome to Yume Nikki. Again. As always, really. I'm gonna get out of this menu so I don't have to listen to this. Audio seems fine. The game might be a bit loud, though. I could turn the game down. No one cares about the game. Everyone cares about my sweet, luxurious voice, though. Listen to it. It's sweet and luxurious, and a voice. All three things. No, this one I use on function F4. Full screen mode. Hi guys, welcome back to the welcome back to the best video game, Nasu. Are you guys ready for 3 hours of Nasu? Which is, of course, my MO at all times. Spartaker says they checked their DeviantArt, and I got called cringe. I was told to kill themselves. So that's not very good. That's a pretty mean internet's comments. Have you tried playing Nasu? The best video game ever. See, I think that this art form is really enhanced by the fact that I couldn't do anything there and was forced to fail. What a great game. Why is this in here? I literally couldn't get that. I started immediately. How? Especially the happy structure. People can be really nasty sometimes. That is true. Come on. I'm getting really engrossed in this Nasu. No, I pressed the button! Video games are a terrible medium, and you should never ever play them. God. Oh, hey! That's a really nice background. I am actually great. I am making a meme. The one where SpongeBob gets called cringe by Squidward. Haven't heard of it. And he calls Squidward cringe, and Squidward cries, and where I am Squidward, SpongeBob, and they are Squidward. I don't understand that. I assume this is something you young people do. Reminds me of when I was young. Which is never. I've never been young. I'm always old. Can't we move? I thought we could move around in this thing. We can. Get into bed. Doesn't do anything. Watch TV. So, we need to decide a video game to play. And while I do that, I'm just gonna throw us into, like, what, the snow world? Yeah, we never go to the snow world. And I'm just gonna randomly bike around while I explain the problem. Alright, I'm actually happy about that comment. All great internets get death threats. I'm wearing that kind of like a badge of honor. Oh, what's this guy? I already got that. I featured and hearted the comment. Well, that's a good response. It was a drawing of the FNIF game. I see. I feel like... What if I use the traffic light? Well, there's a sleeping person here. There's the most terrifying thing of all. So we have a dilemma, and that's that I don't know what video game to play next week. So the weird thing is, we're in a very weird spot, because it is what we in America like to refer to as finals week next, and week after. In the next 2 weeks are what we like to call finals week. Notable because it stretches across 1.5 weeks. So badly named. But the thing about finals week, so basically it means that this is, yeah, that's the one. I'm not going in there. I don't want to do it, boy. The thing about finals week, besides the fact that my roommate has decided to do every loud thing possible at the same time. What if I stab this one? I'm just gonna stab you. Huh. Can't get me now. Didn't work. They also blocked me. For someone who has an edgy sandy was their profile picture, they don't have a lot of backbone. I see. It's all in the space. I will say, you know, we're not there yet. So anyway, in my usual inability to say anything, because I get distracted really easily, I have failed to mention. So the big thing is I need game suggestions, and I'm going to tell you my unique scenario. So recently, I left my college dorm to go back to my home. And when I came back, I brought back my Pro Controller. This is important to know because it means that we actually have the capability to do a little something I like to call Perfect Apocalypse. Alright, we have that. We have, it means that I have a controller here. I have a real controller, which means I can play a real video game. And I don't mean to say it like that, but like I grew up on like platformers and stuff. I didn't grow up on a lot of this indie stuff where I play on the keyboard. And that's fine, but like it does mean that I've been kind of playing out of my genre for like, I don't know. It's not, that's a bad way to put it. It's just that it's exciting to be able to play games that require more reaction times, and therefore, which I can now do because I have a real controller which I can play. Yeah, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. That really doesn't take advantage of the Pro Controller, but it is a video game. I'd have to buy that one, and that's probably not that cheap. And also, that's long. So here's the other things. So I'm here for 2 more weeks. That's 2 more streams before I go back to my house. My house, where I will be for 4 weeks, it has my Switch, so I can play actual Nintendo games, because while I have a Pro Controller, that just means I can play games that require reflexes on Steam, because I still don't have a console, a capture card here. So I still would need it to be Steam games, but when I go home for 4 weeks, I'll be able to do console games. However, we unfortunately run into the annoying factoid that, so wait, what was I? Okay, so 4 weeks at home. The thing is, my home internet is not the best. I mean, Sonic Frontiers. These are all bigger games than I was brandishing for. Because the thing is, the point I'm trying to frame is that the next 2 months are going to be weird. If you have the 2 here, 4 at home, and then of those at home, and then after that, the 7th week, the 7th stream from now, I'm not quite sure when it will happen. There's going to be some scheduling stuff to work out, so I'm not actually sure what time the stream will be. So I'm hoping for so what I'm looking for in suggestions is something that'll like be good for this really weird, almost turbulent time where there's like a lot of stuff changing. And of course, one of the hopes I had as well is that to somewhat combat the fact that my internet at my house with the hotspot is fine, but with the hotspot it still sometimes conks out, as we saw with the achievement stream over Thursday and the Thanksgiving break. So it would be nice if I had something that mitigated, like, so I can mitigate that by doing something on the NSO app with Galaxy Wolf, and we do another team series. So that would mitigate the 4-week thing, and since Galaxy Wolf would host that, that would mitigate the performance issues for the time being, at least. I don't know, it's a bit of a complicated mess, I'm saying. And I'm not sure what exactly to do about it. Alright. I suppose I can check out some of these. Mystery Dungeon and Sonic Frontiers. I'm not enthused about Mystery Dungeon. I've heard it's good, but like, it is, I don't know. I don't have an objection, but I'm uneasy about it. Galaxy Wolf is suggesting It Takes Two together. Well-reviewed co-op game that you could use the Pro Controller. Galaxy owns the game, so I could use the free guest pass on Steam. What is this? Oh, it goes here. I don't think this goes anywhere else. That is actually a great suggestion. I'm gonna look up Perfect Apocalypse, because at least I want to, because Turkey has suggested that for a while. Perfect Apocalypse. But I actually really like It Takes Two as an idea. Oh, hi. Perfect Apocalypse. The Complete series is a bundle that includes all 3 parts of the Perfect Apocalypse series. So there's a trilogy, probably the version I'd get. Contains cartoon vor, bifurcated dogs, headless dogs, generally dogs not having a great time, play at your own discretion. Dark comedy, the place you go, characters you meet, and choices you will make will lead you either to death or happiness, or choose wisely. Game is a trilogy, play them in this order. Well, it looks interesting. I'm not sure if it's a stream game. I'll have to check actual content-wise, both what I'm allowed to do and what this actually contains, to get an actual kind of like pulse on whether or not I can play this. But it definitely is interesting. Yeah, I'll add it to the wish list and then I'll check it out. It is in fact a visual novel. Which visual novels are not actually my favorite games to play on the channel. I haven't really had, if you haven't noticed, I haven't actually had a great time. Like, okay, I do like the 2 Sudere Studios games I've played on the channel, but there have been logistical issues with those series. And one of those was tensions with my roommate for My Sweet Zombie. But, like, I don't take... It's a lot different to read a visual novel than to have to, like, do a stream on a visual novel, you know? Like, because there's this element of performance with doing a stream that combined with, again, the fact that it's, again, a lot of just reading. And you get what I'm saying? It's like a weird... It's not straightforward. Or at least I was hoping you could see why I'm wary of it. Besides the fact that, again, I am classically one. Sonic Frontiers and... when it comes to Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, it's pretty neat. We could play. Galaxy Wolf is saying, "Be right back." When it comes to Mystery Dungeon, I have heard good things about it. Thing is, a few things about Mystery Dungeon. First off, it is long. Because you have to remember, I do 100% playthroughs. And unless you have a very compelling alternative structure like Galaxy Wolf did with Breath of the Wild, I'm probably not going to break my tradition. So, you know, there's a bit of a potential problem there. Because if I remember right, it's not easy to 100% Mystery Dungeon. And I don't know, right? Like, I think I watched Tucker Conroy's complete Let's Play of it, and, like, it seems interesting, but, like, having watched through it, it hasn't grabbed me. I don't know what it is. I mean, I'm willing to give it a shot, actually, because, you know, just sometimes stuff doesn't grab you immediately, but, you know, until you play it, you don't know. But you could see how that might make me, like, a little wary of it. Like, I might not be ready to jump, like, not wary of it, that's a wrong word. It's like, I guess not enthused by the idea is probably the best way to play it, to say it. Like, not shutting down the idea entirely, but not enthused about the idea, and it doesn't help that we're in a very weird time frame to do it when Sonic Frontiers. Honestly, I could actually honestly go for Sonic Frontiers. I've seen stuff on it, and I'm kind of curious what's, like, going on. So Frontiers actually might be... I mean, I'd have to buy it, like the other ones, but, you know, I have to buy the Steam games anyway. It's just that the actual Switch games tend to be more expensive. But no, like... Frontiers is a maybe, but probably not. Okay, so Mystery Dungeon is... I need someone to sell it. Like, you'd probably have to sell it to me. Like, and I've watched, like, a complete playthrough of that game, and that didn't really sell it to me. Plus, I'm not a big Pokemon person, so I think it was possible to convince me to do a Mystery Dungeon, but you'd have to do some legwork for it. We've been here like 5 billion times. We're not going back here. Frontiers, I'm actually a bit more open to. It does seem interesting. People are talking about it. And I have to admit, I'm somewhat intrigued. So Frontiers intrigues me. Perfect Apocalypse is definitely one... It definitely does look interesting. I have to look through... I have to consult my legal team to see what exactly is acceptable to play. Galaxy Wolf, what's acceptable? I'm kidding. Galaxy Wolf is my impulse control, so we're gonna have to consult before play. But I'm mostly joking. I mean, Perfect Apocalypse and Silent Frontiers are both things that I'm probably going to add on to my probably going to play it later list. It Takes Two is very attractive. It means I get to bust out my Pro Controller, which I'm very happy about, and it fixes my internet issue. So it's a very attractive fix. And I'm afraid not going back to this. I've thoroughly explored Famicom World as well. Like, so Mystery Dungeon, I need a bit of extra selling on. Frontiers and Perfect Apocalypse, I probably don't need further selling on, but they're probably going on, like, somewhat of a back burner. Like, and I don't have to put it on a list because I know Turkey will eventually suggest it again. But, like, yeah, it's kind of like... not over this break period, and there's some stuff I might want to play first. Like, I've been itching, absolutely itching, to play Pom Pom. But I was going to hold off because I think that game looks like it's easier to play with a mouse, and I do really want to try something with my Pro Controller. I'm very excited about being able to use an analog stick for video games again. So it's probably going to go... So Perfect Apocalypse, is definitely not off the table, but it is a visual novel, and which is kind of the exact opposite of the direction I was hoping to go for this. Like, I was hoping for more of an action thing. Both so I can use my Pro Controller, and also because every time we've done a visual novel on the series, I've gotten, like, a little burnt out on reading through it. Which is sad, because I do like visual novels. Like, I like actually playing them. And I'm hoping that it's, like, a specific thing. I really hope it doesn't happen for I Just Want to Be Single, which is a game I'm very excited for. And is a visual novel. But because of that kind of weird burnout quality I've been having with every time we've got a visual novel, which is only twice, it's made me hesitant to... jump into... It makes me hesitant to jump into other visual novels, If you're catching my drift. So, there's that. Okay, an RPG Maker, like... yeah. So, Silent Frontiers, actually... It is a bit bigger than I was looking for, because, again, I was hoping for something a little smaller this week. But definitely not a bad one. It hits my action game desires. So as things stand, Perfect Apocalypse looks interesting. So as things stand, It Takes Two is currently my top pick for the next stream, because, like, it's very well suited for the little block of time we have coming up, where I'm kind of juggling, like, it's like between semesters, so stuff is weird, and It Takes Two is a game I was already kind of wanting to play anyway, so, like, it's very well secured. Keep suggesting things to see if you can topple it, but, like, find it somewhat unlikely. I'm quite taken with the idea. That being said, for future streams, Perfect Apocalypse, I'm not sure. So here's the thing. I Just Want to Be Single is set to come out summer of next year. And I'm not sure if I want to jam-pack a visual novel in between now and summer of next year, when I'm also going to do a visual novel on summer of next year. And traditionally, they haven't worked out very well, and I desperately want I Just Want to Be Single to go well. So it'll have to be, like, probably delayed till a good chunk after I Just Want to Be Single. So it doesn't, because it's kind of like blocking it. Sonic Frontiers, I don't know Actually, I Just Want to Be Single is kind of like, it almost has a, thinking on it now for future schedules, it kind of has a mini chokehold. Anything that is so long that I'd have to worry about it is probably going to be blocked by the fact that I don't want it to take over I Just Want to Be Single. But that's like 6 months out, 7 or 8 months, actually possibly even 10, because it might be delayed, and actually there's a high likelihood of it. So it's probably, how big is Sonic Frontiers? Can we, because I'm trying to assess it, and obviously it's also my personal pick. I've been wanting to try out Pom Pom, but I've heard that it's difficult to do 100%, which to me is great. I love things that are difficult to do 100% on. But it does mean it would be a longer game. So anyway, how big is Sonic Frontiers? How long is it? Hours. Oh, I should read the chat. I was about to finish Frontiers while you switched USB port broke. Oh, I think you told me about this. I think they still sell perfect. What is it called? Pokemon Mystery on it, Walnut, because not enough people bought it. Oh, that's kind of sad. I have heard good things. It just hasn't personally interested me. But like I have heard good things about it. Oh, hey, we're here. It's the desert? Well, good to be here, I guess. Yeah, it takes us here. Like how I have been seeing Splatoon meals at the local mall as GameStop didn't sell them. That's sad. You want to know what wasn't sad? There was a long time where Super Mario 3D All-Stars was just sitting at like a Target near me because of the whole scalper thing. That was fun. I'll go into that story a bit more later, actually. If people actually care. If you do play Purple Coffers, you should put a trigger warning for Blood Score in the title. Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Also, lighthearted trigger warning for excessive cat and dog puns. I mean, I might, although that is a joke, and therefore not a requirement. It's a fairly good suggestion. Excessive gore and puns. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how to do trigger warnings on streams, because people just hop in at the middle. And I already have like a stream. Well, I'll figure it out if it happens. So Perfect Apocalypse. So Sonic Frontiers is 15 hours normally, 24 and a half hours, 100% according to how long to beat. Huh, that's shorter than I thought it was. I thought it was like kind of like Breath of the Wild. So I assumed it would be 5 billion hours to 100%. 24 hours divided by 3. 24 divided by 3 is 7. That's 7 streams. Wait, that's not 24 divided. Wait, math. Hold up, math is in progress. Eight. 24 divided by 3 is 8. I'm here at university for a STEM field, guys. 24 divided by 3 is 8. Pretty nice number. More 8. I could definitely fit 8 into the semester, right? Actually, Galaxy, how long will It Takes Two take? It's not letting me leave. Oh, shoot, we got here through special means, so this must be a special version of the desert. I wonder if anything's different. Probably. What if something is different? Okay, I gotta poke around now. It's not letting me go out this way. I assume that's because instead of the normal way, we got here through the man. The man with the thing. So if we go through here, this should lead out. And it does, because I'm just being an idiot. Wait, what? I thought I was trying to go left, right, and it wouldn't let me. Nope, I'm just confused, which I guess is kind of this game's MO, so fair enough. I got to the final boss. I think I'll give it a 7 out of 10. Sometimes it's hard to tell where it's going due to the speed of Sonic, and that can make it a bit frustrating, but it is fun. Tons of 1 out of question mark. So, by the way, Pokemon Intermission is my favorite series of all time. I'm not sure you'd enjoy it too much with the way you play stuff. I can elaborate later if you want. 10 for 12 hours for takes 2. 10 to 12 divided by 3 is... 12 divided by 3 is 4. 4 streams. That's weird. Okay. Timing-wise, that's going to be weird. Right? Like... Isn't it? Like... That makes it weird. Because remember, we don't have 4 streams to fill. We have 6. Also, I think this is going to be... This is like a seizure thing. Right? Yeah, okay. So, that's going to make timing weird. Sonic Frontiers fits the time frame really well. But how much money is it? Probably $30, I think. Bit pricier than the $15 game as I'm used to getting. Let me look it up. Sonic Frontiers. Oh, also, it's not on Steam, and it's 1 player. That's a problem. Because I forgot, I don't actually have the ability to play Nintendo games, except for 4 weeks. Oh, hi, yeah, we're suggesting games. Hi, Dank. We're trying to figure out what game to play next. But we have a weird situation. Basically, I need something that'll fit around $60 for Sonic Frontiers full price. Area to explore sort of the desert with all the desert clips. It makes it actually feel more expansive than it actually is. It gains skill tree combat, though the tree is trying small. Alright, so Frontiers is going to have to be a situational. We probably can't do it now because I forgot I don't have access to the Nintendo Switch the next 2 streams. It Takes 2 is great. I wanted to cover the 4 streams that happen after. Does anyone have anything that'll last like 1 stream? Or maybe 1 or 2 streams that I can like maybe cancel like one of the Yume Nikki streams. Or even 1 or 2 streams and I can have one of the Yume Nikki streams at home and then like basically I need, if we're gonna do It Takes 2, it sounds like it's only gonna take around 4 streams and I need to fill 6. And I need to fill these with a game that I could like Galaxy. Is there any extra content that could make It Takes 2 last 6 streams? Or 5, because one of those can be a Yume Nikki stream. We can put a Yume Nikki stream for my last day, because I'm okay if it gets wonky during a Yume Nikki stream, because like, it's a Yume Nikki stream. Oh, this is what this was? Oh, I thought this was like a whole... Because you can get over to here from over... Like this, there's this trail to the left that leads to this thing. And then you see this clearing and you're like, whoa, what's here? And it turns out, nothing. This is massively disappointing. I was hoping there'd be like a huge secret or something about it. Anyway, my disappointment about this game doing some random specific thing aside... I have an idea for a 1 stream thing. Alright, we have an idea for a 1 stream thing that we can slot in between, that we can be the finals week stream. Then It Takes 2 can happen over my month-long period at home where basically I need Galaxy Wolf to host my internet host streaming because my internet's not great. So we're going to play a multiplayer game. Alright, so we have a stall stream up and running. I'll text you privately about it. Okay. You text me privately about it now because I do have to announce by the end of the stream. I did tell people I was going to be deciding on stream, so yeah. It has to, yeah. If you want to do a mini stream, I can recommend Adventures with Anxiety. Half an hour. No, I don't want to do a mini stream. I might play that on its own. I'll look it up on Steam. I don't want. I should clarify. I don't want to do a mini stream. I want to do one stream, one full length stream, one or two full length streams. There's an allowance for two, because I'm willing to hold Yume Nikki streams on my somewhat bad internet, because I can do a Yume Nikki stream on my bad internet. That's okay, because I hold a bit of a higher standard for my other streams, because the Yume Nikki streams, they're intermission, they're in between stuff. All right, I'm being told not to look into this any further than the Steam page. By Galaxy Wolf on the secret game Galaxy Wolf is sending me through their increased means to influence me. Oh wait, this thing. Where's... Oh, this is the Dark World, right? I'm just gonna go around in here without anything. Adventures with Anxiety is not on Steam, which means I can't wishlist it. Okay. You're just gonna have to remember and shove that in my face again later, Turkey. Galaxy is mentioning that they've wanted me to play it for a long time, and it seems like there's some kind of twist because they don't want me to know anything about it. Am I allowed to say something? Like, 3D platformer, and it looks action-y, so it will use my thing. You're saying this will take 1 to 2 streams as well? 99 cents, fun 3D platformer, all I need to know, and you're saying it'll take 1 to 2 streams, 2 streams tops? Let me see. The trailer looks nice, these images look really nice. Really cheap. 9 levels, 2 secret characters. I can spend my time on there. No achievements that I can see. Alright. Am I allowed to say it? Or are you worried people will spoil it? It'll take 1 stream, maybe 2 if you want to get ranks on the levels. Perfect! Because then I can have a finals week stream thingy. That is quite nice. And then I can do either 1 or 2 streams. Either way, we do Yume Nikki, and that's okay. I can do Yume Nikki at home. It's not as big a deal when it's in the bonus stream category. Bada bing, bada boom. We have It Takes Two over the thing. Then I come back, figure out the new stream schedule, and then we can start a bigger project. Maybe even because there's 2 games I've been looking at that I've been told are harder, but interest me. They're actually mouse games, so they wouldn't actually use my Steam controller. Although, go ahead, but caution people to not spoil it. All right, I will do that after I continue my musing, because I'm thinking, well, you know what? Doesn't matter. Musing over, we're not musing anymore. No, so, I was gonna tell you, there were a few games I was looking into, but they're hard, and therefore it would take a while for me to complete them. So those might be good for semester 2. I wanted to do Pom Pom. I also want to do Trombone Champ, which Galaxy Wolf has told me is difficult if I want to get like all the S rank and stuff, and there's presumably hidden stuff in it. I've heard there's like a bunch of hidden stuff in Trombone Champ as well. And then I guess I also have wanted to play Super Meat Boy. It's like a pretty classic indie game, and it is very actiony. So those were 3 that I was thinking of, but none of them seemed good for over this break. Over this break, however, I think Galaxy Wolf has sold me on our general plan. The next game we play is going to be Tori 3D. I'm sure... don't spoil it. Oh, by the way, you are not allowed to spoil it. I am not looking at chat. Galaxy Wolf, please... don't spoil it, or Galaxy Wolf will be very sad. and that will make me very mad. So, note to self: Galaxy Wolf might also get mad too. I'm not sure. So if you made a spoiler message before I look at chat, delete it, or else I'm going to give you guys time to catch up to that message to make sure no one has spoiled anything about Tori 3D. Because, you know, it's perfect, right? Like, a friend recommends a game and then tells you not to look into it. That's got to be something good, right? Oh, look, there's a spooky guy. Can I kill you? No, we're not going to kill it. You're lucky this lamp is needed to light up the way. Otherwise, I'd totally kill you. Alright. I'm going to assume that the chat is safe to read now. If you want to do... Alright, that's mini-stream, Adventures with Anxiety. I'll consider it. Honestly, I probably won't stream that, though, because it's too short. It's half an hour is a bit short for a stream. Browser game. Ah, yes. What? What he said. What is the game? I don't think I know about it. Yeah, the next game is Tori 3D. I'm quite excited. It looks really nice. And I really want to know why Galaxy doesn't want me to know anything about it. Oh, we've resolved the stream crisis. Oh, so we have resolved the crisis on what to stream. We did it. Play the music. What 3D? How do you spell it? Toree space 3 capital D. Do not spoil anything about it. It will it is a warning, my friend. So yeah, ooh, that's... Honestly, I thought this would take longer. That's why... So, originally, after last stream, when we got all but one of the effects, I was super jazzed to actually go looking for the last one in, like, a somewhat systematic manner. But then, like, I had to play other games, and now I'm not very jazzed about looking for it in a super systematic manner. And I thought, you know, we're going to be talking about this weird set of circumstances, so it'll be fine. But no, now we're actually not doing that, so, you know. Guess we're actually looking for the effect again, but probably not in any organized manner. Yay. Maybe I can do it. Yeah, because if I was going to do one where I was searching for the last effect actively, I'd call it, like, last... I'd label it as such. So I guess we're just going to chill around and just see what goes on. I looked up some of the stuff I did with Mom back in the day, because this is this old series where I play this game with Mom. And I actually found 2 of the events, all tied up in the... all tied up in the beds, actually. Turns out I was an idiot yesterday. I made a dumb mistake last time about an event we could have totally saw. But I made a mistake and didn't realize something. So that's a bit of a shame. Yeah, no. Yeah, I've got a whole host of games I'd like to play, and I've got the next 2 months planned out. This is pretty good, though. And this is the flute. I think that's all there is to the subway room, really. Beyond the endless corridors. And these people that I'd stab if I wasn't... Great, my laziness is reducing my genocidal nature. After all, why do a genocide if you're too late? If you could just not do it, like, so much more work to do the genocide. Where's this go again? I've been down this path before. It's not going to go anywhere new. I mean, I'm here. I might as well do it again, right? So yeah. What 3D? Hello. Teleport maze. I don't want to do the teleport maze. I'd have to get out my stuff again. Oh, turkey, right. I was gonna tell you, I did check out Underswap. I think it was DTS, I think. And I have to say, it does look pretty cool. And unfortunately, I am able to deny it no longer. I will probably play that game. I don't think I'm going to stream it, because I'm not like... I desperately do not want this to become an Undertale. I am pretty happy with the spread of game. I'm probably not going to stream it because it's not really... I don't know, like... I don't want to start being an Undertale fan channel. It's why I've only done, like, the genocide routes here, and, like... It just seems like a hole I could very easily get sucked into. Even though I haven't even come close to getting sucked into it. I'm just like... I'm extra cautious about it. But I will probably be playing the game on my own. And if you'd like, I can maybe tell you about it one of these times. And I'll tell you what I thought. But the trailer actually looks real neat. It looks pretty neat. I like the aesthetics. It looks nice. And it looks like it's got a ton of features put into it. It's interesting. I'm not going to do an analysis of Undertale fan culture because I haven't researched that, so I wouldn't be able to do it justice. But it's interesting. It's like from this era, like when... Speaking of Underswap, I'm in my own Underswap pig. That's pretty neat. Yeah, no, like, Underswap, it's like... Underswap is born from this era of time when people wanted more Undertale, if I remember right. But that's just... Undertale was weird. It was like such a big cultural phenomenon and stuff. It's weird, right? I can't rightly tell you why Underswap TS exists, which was the question I was asking at the beginning. Like, why does this exist? Why should I care about it specifically? But whether or not I know why it exists, it does look cool. So, like, I guess it doesn't matter why it exists, because it does look neat. And, like, that's all that matters in the end, I guess. And so, yeah, I'll probably play it on my own sometime. Again, I'm wary about jumping into Undertale fan games as, like, an actual series on the channel. Maybe if I ever grow big enough where I never have to worry about being, like, pigeonholed or anything, I might go for it. And then it would probably be a more comprehensive series where I go over multiple of them. But until that point in time, I am still wary of delving into that particular rabbit hole on stream. But, you know, I will indulge in it privately. And yeah, I'm just restating what I said earlier. Again, like all of my rants. Hi, dwarf. Smart swap. In my take, they swap only one or two personality traits, but retain the rest of their personality. Oh, that could be interesting. I mean, especially when it comes to fandom stuff, especially, what I think, like, it's really random what, like, would take my interest. And I'm half convinced, like, the only way, like, to actually get in, like, my, like, good fandom graces or whatever is just to, like, bump into me at the right time of life. I don't know. It's weird. My media consumption as a whole is kind of weirdly randomized. Like, the stuff I like is... I've become aware of how much stuff, like, just kind of happened. Like, I'm playing Yume Nikki because I used to watch old review, like, if I hadn't been watching certain videos at a certain time on YouTube, I would never have tried out Yume Nikki and, like, stuff like that. It's kind of weird, right? Like, and stuff that, like, I might not try out at one point in my life, I will at another, so, like, but then once something sticks in here, it, like, sticks, and then I want to talk about it. That was the old I poem. It's weird, I gotta say. You're the one who runs when I get a knife out. The eyes, the eyes. The eyes have it, I'm afraid. The eyes have it. The eyes have it. I don't know, yeah, it's almost like that, like, right place, right time thing is more of an indicator of whether or not I'll even enjoy something than, like, actual quality, which I think is interesting. I mean, I wouldn't have ever engaged with the Retrologic community if, like, my engagement with Retrologic is a very right place, right time kind of thing. As in, I happened to watch a Retrologic pick. For those of you who don't know what Retrologic is, it's a video game podcast that I'm fairly active in the community in. Active enough that I'm actually going to go on. I'm a special guest for the episode they're recording this Monday, where I'm going to ramble about Kirby for what I'm pretty sure for at least 10% longer than the host wants me to. But yeah, no, I'm pretty involved in their Discord community, and through their Discord community, I've bounced into a bunch of other Discord communities, which I'm actually somewhat active in. And none of that would have happened if I hadn't been on a Retrologic stream, like watching it, and talking and struck up a rapport with the hosts, talking about, like, Kirby Slide, I think it was. And then it also wouldn't have happened if I hadn't found that stream when I happened to be in the era where I had just, like, started watching Twitch streams. It was during the pandemic. I just started watching these things, and, like, I was... if someone mentioned a Discord, I would, like... Again, it was very easily to... like, nowadays, if I'm watching a Twitch stream, I'm probably not gonna join the Discord. But back then, like, I was in that, like, susceptible place where, like... Not susceptible. Like, I was in, like, a place where, like, joining a Discord was just something I had... Like, joining an active Discord, like, was something I could do with a little more than a Twitch stream and a good rapport. And, like, if I hadn't watched that stream in that very specific time, early when I first had started watching Twitch streams in fall of 2020, I wouldn't have become I wouldn't be guesting on a podcast in 3 or so days. And in fact, I've guested on at least one. I've guested at least twice on one of the podcasts I've guested at least twice on one of the podcasts connected to the Retrologic community, and which was called Off the Wah, and that wouldn't have happened without that one Twitch stream happening to happen at this time in my life when I was specifically open to just hopping on and trying, when I felt this weird obligation to be active on Discords, and I happened to hop on one with a particularly good community, and I was in that moment, like, because nowadays, if you send me a Discord while I'm streaming, like, which I'll, like, jump in it and then barely interact. But I don't know, this right place, right time, and a time, like, and also does help that, again, Retrologic is a genuinely amazing community. I don't know, it changes a lot. I think it would change a fair bit about my life, which I know sounds very dramatic. Your whole life's not going to change because of this podcast community, but I don't know, like, it might have. I don't know, like, there's much about it's pretty special to me. I don't know. Maybe like every 3 or 4 months, 3 months makes up to one horse. You can do an Undertale AU every 3 or 4 months. No, I wanted this. This isn't a staple of the channel. Okay. The thing is, there are things that I would like to be a staple of the Flightship brand. My 3 favorite series: Kirby, Rhythm Heaven, and Pikmin. I'd love those to be staples. Ironically, they're not like great for being a staple because I actually haven't played Rhythm Heaven in a while, and I'm not sure if rhythm games are great for streaming. And both it and Pikmin never get games. Although, if I just want to be single gets delayed, I might make Pikmin 4 like a summer game. I don't know when exactly it's coming out next year. But I kind of want to play Pikmin 4 off stream. The point is, Pikmin 4, Kirby. Kirby's really the big one because there's a lot of games and I want to do them all in a Let's Play. Random stuff I've picked up by like bouncing into it, like My Sims Kingdom. That's an old childhood favorite. Like, so random junk from like the Wii era. 3 of my favorite games. Those are things that I would consider okay to be staples of the channel. And then also playing a variety of indie games. I don't have any special enough connection to Undertale for it to become anything approaching a staple for the channel. Because like it's not a big enough part of my life. Like it's not a big enough fight for it to be a twice a year thing. If I was gonna do an Undertale fan thing, it would be 2 things: A, something specific I bumped into in that time of my life when I was susceptible, and then I'll go back and revisit it and review it, which there are a bunch of like random stuff that fits that qualifier that isn't Undertale, and some stuff that is. So like I'd bump into that. Honestly, like, so there's that. In which case it'd be like a one-time thing, or at least a one-time thing per nostalgic thing. I was counting up to something, but I forgot what I was counting up to. Comrades, review Undertale AUs of what you want your staples to be. No, I don't need... I'm not reviewing the Undertale AUs. There's no compromise. Undertale has not and ever has been meant to be a big thing on the channel. Like, you know what is a regular tradition? The Fortune Street Christmas special. Every year I get with my friend Galaxy Wolf and my father and play a game of Fortune Street to commemorate Christmas and its capitalistic overtones. And and I edit it down and release it on Christmas Day, and no one watches it. Because like Fortune Street is one of those weird games that like I just absolutely love. It's weird and lesser known and like really fun when it gets into it. And so I'm very enthused about making it like a regular once-a-year thing. I don't have many other once-a-year things. I don't have a Kirby once-a-year thing because Kirby's this like big thing where like I'm trying to play through them all eventually, so they're just in the regular series slot. If it exists, there's an Undertale AU, like Kirby 2 if that exists. Yeah, I don't doubt there is an Undertale AU. I just... What is this room? Have I been here before? I'm just saying, I just doubt, like... Right now, like... It's happening already. Right? I was like, one AU seems kind of cool, and we've spiraled into it being... This is unsettling. I do not want Undertale to become a staple of the channel. Or because it's just not that big of an interest of mine. it's something I enjoy. I enjoy the series and the games, and I do enjoy I enjoyed playing it. Oh, I think this is like we're going up to like the witch place, but like, and it does have this kind of special place as like the first series I did for streaming, because I wanted to see. Although that here's the thing, right? My first series for streaming, my first series for streaming was Undertale Genocide, but I was doing that, partially because I do enjoy Undertale and I thought it was good, but partially because I was playing through Deltarune recently. I had played through Deltarune recently. First off, I had wanted to stream various things because I wanted to start streaming because of Kirby, because I had stupid things like an entire quick draw stream where I wanted to do it but didn't think I could stomach sitting down and recording it. So I wanted to do a live stream so people would keep me company. That was why I wanted to stream instead of doing Let's Plays. Because of that. I kept thinking of ideas for it, like the intermission streams. Because like I wanted to play Yume Nikki, but I knew I did not have the patience to just wander around for hours on end. So I'm like, well, if this is an intermission thing, I can spread it out. So I had these ideas, and then I was playing Deltarune around the time when Galaxy Wolf was encouraging me, because I was like, well, it's just not a good time, and Galaxy Wolf was like, just do it. Mass simplification of the event. So I eventually got to just doing it, and it was around the time I was playing Deltarune. And I was taking pride in beating the secret bosses, because I had take pride in 100%ing stuff and doing stuff, but I'd never completed Undertale. So I was like, well, it's a bit of a Pyrrhic victory. Like, I haven't done Undertale, and it's this big challenging thing. And so I wanted to have beaten it, so I could have done it, because I was in kind of like a Deltarune move that like transferred over. And I wanted to have done it. Plus I like accomplishing things, especially in these games. As like a big hard challenge like beating Sans, that's quite attractive to me. I believe I slot into what some people would call masochistic gamers, based on how I keep turning Kirby games into way too difficult like slogs. It's an art form, truly. I guess, I don't know. I kind of wanted to get into it because I love talking about myself, and that story I thought was kind of interesting. But also somewhat because, like, I wanted to highlight to some extent the fact that, like, despite being fairly pivotal in the channel because I started with it, it was never going to be like, it was never my reason for streaming, and it was never gonna like be the big thing, which I guess is obvious. I didn't need to go on a big rant about it. I just get worried because I know how big that game franchise can be, and you can get lost in it forever and never come out. Because like there's just always gonna be more stuff. And I don't know, I worry about a lot of times that I get a bit insular in like my gaming tastes. Like I've always wanted to play a more traditional RPG or play a tactics game, but I never have. And I don't have any experience with, like, first-person shooters at all. And I get worried that, like... So there's a story. So this year, so Pikmin 4 was announced in a recent Nintendo Direct. It was amazing. It was great. It was gonna come out, and it'll have only been a decade since Pikmin 3. And someone made a video thumbnail that was like, it was something like, Nintendo's forgotten about Mario this year. And like, that comes from the idea that like, and like, because they were said that they because they were expressing like grumpiness that like Mario wasn't getting a new 3D game when And I felt this deep irony because this is also the direct where a game that I have been waiting for 10 years in a franchise that has one spin-off in it, like, it was ridiculous. And like, there were worse franchises. Like, F-Zero hasn't gotten anything ever. And I looked at it and I was like, but I felt this concern. I was like, could that be me someday? Right? I don't want to become so insular in my taste that I look around me and I see in games that haven't gotten games and the normal saturated favorites that will never go away won't ever stop coming. But then I don't want to look around at a direct and this game that like goes that like if it that hasn't like I don't want to be in a position where like I'm looking and there's all these games to play and there's including games that like from franchises that haven't been heard in forever, and then to go around and say I can't believe they've forgotten about my favorite franchise. What am I gonna play now? I don't want to get to that point. And I worry sometimes that I told you again that like my interests, they happen randomly. Like I bounce into stuff and like that determines like what I'm into and stuff. And that scares me a little because it means like sometimes I worry I'm going to find myself complaining about the lack of a game, not because there is an actual lack of games to play, but because I have not the imagination to seek out, to try the games that are available. And I don't ever want to, like, come to that point. And I'm worried that if I jump into Undertale fan games, that's kind of... Again, I'm worried about jumping in and getting lost and never really finding my way out again. Especially if the YouTube algorithm picks it up and then starts pigeonholing me into it. Because, like, I've tried Undertale. I've played Undertale. I'd like to also play other things. And I don't need Undertale to be a big staple of my life, because it's really just isn't. I know this is a rambly, emotion-filled thing, and I've been ignoring chat so I can finish. But I don't want to talk about it. I don't know. It's like... It's weird, right? But, like... I don't know. I don't ever want to be the person who complains that there's no Mario games in the direct that Pikmin 4 comes out, which is a really weird metaphor without some of that context I probably failed to lay down. But I constantly fear of it because, like, I don't have a good outfit I don't have a good way to try new things. Not really. Everything's really random. And that's, like, okay to an extent, because life is random, but it's a bit scary sometimes. And that's why, and all of that is a convoluted reason for why I'm not playing Undertale AUs every year. And in fact, why the only Undertale thing that I'm planning to stream is specifically the rest of the Delta Genocide playthrough, because I like to finish what I started. Oh, I should read chat. Sounds like turning a channel into purely Splatoon content just because someone on the team got overexcited. Who'd ever do that? I can't think of anyone. What? It's actually, you're gonna have to clarify. Is that a reference to Splatfest New Game Plus? Or is that a reference to, like... You're going to have to clarify that one. I know I'm a disappointment. But is that a reference to Splatfest New Game Plus? I bet you a bunch of money that there is... Yes, that's us. Yeah, it is us. Splatfest New Game Plus. That spectacular thing. I like to point out, I was not pivoting the entire channel to Splatoon content. There was a big temporary thing, and then it kept happening with other Splatfest, and I thought, well, I can keep this up, and I didn't realize how big of a toll 12 hours of Splatoon in a day is. So it's slightly different, but no, actually, that is closer to what I was describing. No, you're right, that's the same thing. Yeah, because I mean, I guess it's different from turning the entire channel into purely Splatoon content, but it's not different from what Turkey was describing with Undertale use. So, it works. What's your mental brain want? Mind Undertale. In case you couldn't tell. I could tell it was possible. I was between swap fill and fell swap, and underswap MH and MH underswap. What is I don't know. I didn't know underswap MH and MH underswap even exist. You know what? I do really like. Actually, I like it a lot more than underswap. Here, you'll get some Undertale stuff out of me. I actually really liked Swaptail, which was a really short, like, it's a discontinued comic that didn't really get that far. But I really liked the concept of Swaptail, because I like swap stuff. I like alternate universes. I like to joke to myself I haven't given up on the multiverse yet. Like, everyone else seems a little tired of multiverse, which is probably because the main thing in the multiverse is, like, MCU is, like, big multiverse stuff now. But, like, I really do like multiverse stuff hitting into itself. Yeah. They're 2 underswap takes. Yeah, that makes sense. How many takes on underswap do you need? It's like, you just swap personalities. That's... Now I keep forgetting how... Every time I relearn something about how big Undertale is, I'm, like, continuously surprised. I shouldn't be. I should have gotten it through my thick head by now. Guess we're back here. Like how big Undertale was. But yeah, no, I like Swaptail because I quite like alternate universe stuff in general. Including fanfiction stuff, yes. I read fanfiction, yes. You can all shock and gasp. No one's surprised. It's like, yeah, that seems like something you'd do, Philip. It only comes with a minor amount of shame. Now, what was I? But no, the multiverse and stuff really collide. I just find it interesting. Just because, I think it's partially because I can look at my own life. I can see all these points where, like, if one thing was different. I was talking about retrologic earlier. Like, if one thing hadn't happened, like, I can recognize these chain effects in my life, which I think draws me naturally to the alternate universe story. And I really like the idea, even though it's not it's usually never handled well. But again, the idea of not only there being alternate universes, but some alternate universes meeting and interacting and seeing. There's something really intriguing about that. And I think there's a lot that hasn't been done there, despite it all. Despite everything. Despite how popular it is, I still think there's quite a bit you could do with that. I don't know. But no, Swaptail is in the a lot less popular. So Swaptail is in the lot less popular genre of swap AUs, where instead of swapping personality traits, you just actually swap people from different, like, alternate universes. I say genre because I know there are other fictions in this genre. I think there's actually one that swaps... I think there's actually a fanfiction out there, although I'm not sure if I'm rendering this correctly, that has Kirby from the games and Kirby from the anime switch. I might be wrong on that. I wouldn't be surprised if that's just my brain making something up. But I think it was a thing. But no, there's like this mini genre around the lesser known swaps. And that scratches my alternate universe itch even more than normal alternate universes, which usually keep to their alternate universe. Because I love taking these two things and seeing how they'd react. Because there's this kind of... Because without them react, there's kind of this always question of, like, what would they do if they knew how close they've been? Or it's hard to explain. If I ever review anything in this mini genre, I've noticed, I'll have a better explanation cooked up. One that's not stupid and rambly, like all of the ones I give in my things. I've run out of places to look. Also, revert swap and swap swap. Or it's under swap swap back to the old rows. Those are different. There is also several delta swap takes, far more understandable because there are multiple ideas on who swaps who. Oh yeah, right. That's because people are. That's because there's not a consensus yet. There's a multiverse, multiple multiverses. That feels like it'd be confusing. I would say, like, it's very tempting in my head, because I think of stuff like to introduce random sci-fi concepts. But I will say, if you're going to introduce a random sci-fi concept, there should be a reason. What does the multiverse add to the story besides confusion? I don't know, I was playing with an idea for Flightship about Perceptiverses, and oh goodness, I can't think of any reason why they would exist beyond to be confusing, unfortunately. I kind of liked them though, but eh. I don't know, something about... I think part of the reason people get burned out on multiverse stuff is that, like, it lacks imagination when done in a context of, like... The thing is, the multiverse is a big concept. And so if you're going to introduce the multiverse, a lot of people have this thing where they want to visit a bunch of verses from their that are like... The thing is, you're likely, in mainstream fiction at least, to find something that focuses on an alternate universe. It's probably going to focus on, like, the multiverse as, like, a big concept. Whereas with personal examinations of two universes and their similarities and differences, I'd argue is probably, like, where the real... You get more analytical weight out of it. I find them more enjoyable. And again, like, all of fanfiction is arguably like a alternate universe kind of thing. Where again, they show, because each one is a different interpretation of the same base idea. And so that creates, like, comparisons that you can make between the two. And a lot of times that's not as effective. I mean, so a lot of times, like... I think with fanfiction there's like an advantage to being this super open kind of, like, anyone can do it and there's no guards to entry way that makes, and the fact, I don't know, it's hard to articulate, but, like, every medium has advantages and disadvantages, And fanfiction, although not a very respected medium, has these too, and like there are like specific things that like only that like interface better with this medium, despite many people probably arguing it's not its own medium, like. And then this like relationship with a source material is one of those things that like massive amounts of material around the same source material, like it's hard to explain, but like again, being able to find like different interpretations of the same character over and over again, besides fan fiction, only happens with stuff like cultural icons like Sherlock Holmes, which is just a bunch of authors playing professional fan fiction, if you think about it. And I don't know, there's something interesting about alternate character interpretations and stuff like that. I don't know. I think it's interesting. I'd like to take an academic class on the factor, which, like, the intersection where that no one actually wants. Academics and like the intersection. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. I'm gonna stop rambling about it. Because of Miles' world, the whole world got rebooted like there's only one Sonic. There's only one Sonic, not just multiples. But the 4 only applies to their multiverse. There's a whole multiversal war. So long as short, main character awards died, and some characters have to grapple with it. Mario died, and Luigi has to deal with it. Well, Mario died. You can't kill Mario. Oh, great! You reminded me of the Mario movie. So not like Tails, Luigi, and many more characters are kind of non-existent. This universe got rebooted and basically got retconned out of existence. Yep, see, that seems complicated. Very confused. You'll never take me alive. Woo. Anyway, I've talked about all my yeah. I just, no, the Mario movie's coming out. Who's excited? A lot of people are really convinced Mario can't die. He's already dead. Oh yeah, he died on the 31st. Yeah, Mario movie's becoming a thing. And like, people are somewhat treating it like the second coming of Jesus Christ, but it looks fine. Like, I have a thesis on, like, there was just Sonic, no Boom, Archie, Saddam. Alright, honestly, I'm kind of surprised I kind of know what that means. But yeah, I guess you're assuming that those are in a different multiverse. If I remember right, Boom is a TV show, Sonic Boom. Archie, that's probably referring to Archie Comics, I think, exist. And Sat-Am, I think that's shortening for Saturday morning. Like Saturday AM, which is another cartoon. But not the one I watched. I watched Sonic Underground on old DVDs. Yay. Glad that is an experience I have in my life. It's a lie. I don't actually care very much. It's just something that happened to me. And I just have to live with that fact. There's nothing I can do. I know Sonic Underground exists. And I'm not even like a Sonic fan. Just I used to watch with my sisters as a kid with like a... yeah, and like as a kid, you'll watch anything. You'll watch anything video game related you can get at the library. Like the Super Mario Bros. Super Show. Which also is something I remember exists, as well as Mario Bros. 3 and Mario World, the TV shows. There was just the Sonic and the Tails. I mean, to be fair, there was just the Sonics and the Tails. No split. And it was called Sonic... Wait, no, well, there's just one Sonic, and it was called Sonic 1. And then, if I remember right, something happened around, like, Sonic 2 and then Sonic CD, which made a minor split, but no one cares. They're basically the same thing, so they're not, like, an actual personality difference. And then other things have... Why do I know this much? Wait, I don't actually... I've barely played any Sonic games. I don't even register it as, like, a person... as, like, a character that I really like. How is this... How is so much Sonic stuff just gotten onto my radar? I haven't interacted with any of it, besides Underground, which I watched as a child. Does anyone... When did this happen? Why do I know this? Anyway, I had a thesis statement on the Mario movie. Mainly that I'm pretty sure that, in my arrogant opinion, I think... So everyone knows that Illumination doesn't have the best reputation. That's something that everyone knows, right? I can say that, legally speaking. Just checking. People know generally that Illumination doesn't have the best reputation. I'm not sure if people know, like, there's that quote floating around about their company headline just being about making money, which has not helped their image. But I'm not sure beyond that. And of course, there's this general idea of them being a bad, like, studio-wise and, like, stuff. And everyone can think of a bad kids movie because everyone's probably had to sit through one at some point in their life because children. And so I get this feeling again that, like, this is a known quantity, and, like, so it became this known quantity, and then the voices got released, and it was celebrity voiced casting, and people were strapped in for, like, the worst thing ever. And then the first trailer came out, and everyone was like, this is actually amazing. And, like, they did, like, a total 180. And personally, I think it's because their standards were a bit low. Because, like, I've watched Illumination movies. They're not terrible. They're just generic. And, like, they're fun. They're usually cute. I actually do like the animation style. Although I know that's not the truth for everyone. But honestly, they're just not very remarkable. It's kind of like... And having seen both trailers in the Mario movie, I have to say, I do think the Mario movie looks good. Visually, like, physically, it looks good. Like, on, like, a visual scale. I personally like the style. Mostly, the character models are still all off for some reason. But, you know, and it does do a good job of capturing scale, which I think is what's really won people over. People were expecting it to be a lighthearted... Not lighthearted. They were expecting it to be like any, like... I think they were expecting something kiddie. And then the trailer comes out, and then there's this sense of scale. And it causes people, along with the visuals and the fact that I think people had low expectations, to be very, very excited for it. Because it wasn't that. It has this sense of scale that people think, they were like, yeah, I like that. And, like, those are two things I think it does well. I think it does do a good job of scale. I will say I'm pretty excited when they said the word galaxies, because I love the Galaxy series, and I like the sense of scale Galaxies games have. But I feel like the main reason why Illumination movies, like, aren't the best, that is that they are generally incredibly generic, hasn't actually been, like, addressed. And having watched both trailers, despite the great visuals, despite the and despite the fact that it does seem to have this adventure movie kind of scale, kind of vastness baked into it a little bit, it still feels really generic. Like, it hasn't actually escaped the Illumination-ness to me. It's around what I expected out of an Illumination movie, honestly. I don't know. That's just my weird, pretentious Mario movie theory that I came up off the top of my head in like the shower, like while I was getting ready for school or whatever. So take it with like an entire shaker of salt, but like, I don't know. It's like, I do like how, like, I'm not bothered by the voices too much because it's just not something I care very much about. But I do think that and the redesigns do still feel somewhat off. But again, here's what's going to happen, right? I'm going to watch it. I'm going to probably mildly enjoy myself like most Illumination movies, but with the added bonus that it's Mario, so I'll get any references they try to pull. I'll understand them, and that'll make me pretty happy as well. And that's my prediction for how I'll react to it, and I'll see it because it is Mario, and I'll be like, that was fun, kinda, which is genuinely my reaction to most of the movies. I've seen like Secret Life of Pets and like the first Despicable Me and like the first Minions movie. And then I'll probably move on with my life. It's like, I think people are overreacting a little bit about how great it's going to be, is what I'm saying. I personally don't think I'm going to react to it any differently from like any of the... It's probably going to be one of those where there's like a divide, you know, between the popular audience and like the critical audience. You know, like that kind of thing that happens. I don't know. It's sure been interesting, I will say. But yeah. I think the second movie trailer also decreased my opinion of it a bit because they put more dialogue into it, which meant I got to hear the dialogue. So, you know, dialogue is like, it's like, you know, I got a more flavor than just these vast establishment shots. I don't know. Something I've been mildly thinking about. Everyone who got wrecked from is kind of immortal. They just live in a white void that looks like real life New York City. And they are immortal. They do live in a void. It's just like a city that blends multiple worlds tech. I see. It sounds fairly out there. Although I do think there is precedent for void cities in fanfiction. I'm not overly aware of the history of the technology. Huh. I did have an idea once of making like a little thing about like cut ideas I've had, like a void, kind of like Epic Mickey basically, but just with cut ideas I've had. I'm just gonna plagiarize Epic Mickey. God dang. Oh, canning that idea. Or am I? Yes. In fact, I think that's been canned for a while now. Maybe I'll bring it back. Epic Mickey. That's another thing I'd like to talk about at some point. Those good old childhood favorites from the Wii era. I'd like to keep finding them by playing... Why do all these keep reading back here? But yeah, no. I've run myself dry on random stuff to rant about for too long. Hope you guys enjoyed hearing me scream at the air as I just mindlessly go around these. I don't know where it would be. I don't know where the last effect is. You know what? We're going to try some bed stuff. Might as well, right? You missed my reason for the multiverse. You said there was a war. You said there was a war, and then that retconned the multiverse, which therefore made a split in the multiverse. So there's two multiverses. That's what you said. Oh. Oh wait, no, that's not what you said. The reason I did the multiverse is because by the lore we couldn't explore what if scenarios, like what if Tails and Cyrus died instead of Sonic and Mario because they got gastered? Oh, because of the retcon thing, you need to make multiple multiverses because you've made a story in which the multiverse has lost its potency. Like, if we wanted to explore the scenario, it would have to be an entirely different multiverse because it is possible to unkill them anyway in lore. Yeah. Honestly, there is a concern with that kind of thing, right? Because the whole point of the multiverse is you're able to look at what-if scenarios. People always say, like, with a multiverse, there's no stakes because you can just jump to, like, another multiverse. Which, like, I don't think that's how that works. Like, there's still stakes because, like, that multiverse was still a real place with people in it. So, I don't know. Or that universe, I guess. But, you know, if you want to... Well, if you have a multiversal lore because you want all the characters involved for the crossover, then that would create an issue because you'd have... Stuff would happen. Yeah. Because you want them... You want a multiverse in which your characters don't exist in any of it, which means that you can't explore the things that the multiverse is typically used for. This is a bit of a conundrum. Although you could argue that canonically those don't need to be set in a multiverse. It could just be that you have two versions of the story running in your head that aren't explicitly in a multiverse together. Bit of a semantic issue, but it does lighten up on the confusion a little bit. Maybe. Because then it's like two versions of the story which people would be able to interface with very easily. Unless you wanted the two multiverses to collide. But because then there's no escaping confusion. It's just there. I don't know. I think we're going to be without this effect for a long time. Like... I don't see myself really finding it anytime soon. You know, like... Who are going to combine them? You called me out. Of course I called you out. Why else would you make a multiverse? I just explained why you wouldn't need to. And therefore you'd want to combine them. Like, that's the only reason. But I will warn you, that's going to make things really confusing. Combining multiverses. You know, I always wanted to do... I always thought a story would be neat if they made, like, just really confusing time travel rules. But like people worked it out, so it definitely made sense if you thought about it hard enough. But like it was just super complicated, and they might not even. I like the idea of like making up a consistent set of rules. I guess it's the kind of same. I guess it's the same concept behind Mao, the card game, which is a game where you have to figure out where everyone else knows how to play, and you have to figure out how to play based on what other people are doing. And then whoever wins gets to add a new rule. I kind of thought something like that would be interesting, except with a story. And you could say that would be a story. That would be a cool experiment for the story set in an alternate dimension. Would be like, you're not told the rules at all, but like you have to figure them out as you watch. Where was I going? Oh yeah, I was gonna test out the beds because I've run out of other things to do. we're just gonna be stuck, like... Yeah. Like, full disclosure, I have no idea what this effect is. We're back to wandering. Oh yeah, if any of you guys have ideas for stuff to try in Yume Nikki to find this final effect, I am in fact open to them. But it's not a big deal, don't worry about it. Well, it's worth a shot. I'm having bad luck with these beds recently though. Like, the thing is, I don't want to make maps. Not only do I feel like it takes the fun out of it, like, a little bit. It's just, like, a lot of work to make maps. Especially paper ones. And so, like, there's this overhead to making a map that I don't want to interact with. Which is why I just keep wandering around hoping I'll just run into it. So, because, like... I was really pumped up to do the search last time, but all my energy for it is fizzled out to like do like a full-on frontal, like to actually make an organized search. And then again, there's not many places left to wander to. But hey, that's why I decided to stream the game, right? So like, it wouldn't matter how long it takes. Wind or rain, sun or shine, we'll eventually find it probably. Like a red pizza pie, mis amore. Okay, I'm not doing Umibozu, I'm not doing Ebola because I know for a fact there's no effect related to Ebola. But I may be willing to... Well, let's at least look, I guess. If there's anything around Ebola. First I'm exploring this place more, I guess. I've explored a large sum of this game, and I'm run out of good ideas on where else to go. So, guess I was gonna do some bad ideas. See how much would imagine there's circles inside circles, and it just goes on forever like a fractal. That's no simplified way I can describe it. It doesn't go on forever. It goes on for like 5 or 6 layers. Bit of a disappointing multiverse, honestly. It just goes... There are 6 versions of them. I know they're exponential multiverses, so they're actually... Each one's very expansive, but... I mean, I don't know. Different iterations of the multiverse. Got the sleeping woman. Got the no one home. The no one's home. The no one's home. The no one's home. Layers. Infinite multiverses with 6 layers. What are layers then? Now I'm thinking about Awful Hospital. It can only interact with circles that are inside the same circle or lower. We are the 6th layer. So there's not infinite layers lower? Because that's the thing about fractals. They go up and down infinitely. I think that's the thing about fractals. It's been a while. Just riding through the snow. This is what Yume Nikki is all about, though, I suppose. Just going. I think it's most exciting, though, when there's just endless new stuff, and you have no idea what you're going to see next. And we've run out. Like, we're at the end of the game, but we haven't finished yet, and it's one of those games where you find stuff to finish stuff. I think it shouldn't matter, and we only have to play it once a week anyway. I have for a long time searched far and wide for a way for anything that is in this world that is not Uboa. Because Uboa genuinely freaks me out. I don't want that stress in my life. I don't think the last effect is here. It feels extraordinarily unlikely. But you know, I can always hope. I can always at least explore this place. Place of wild wackiness. I don't think I can ever trust it. It doesn't appear to connect to anything else, is the thing. The vast expanse of the sea. Frog and the frog and the frog and the bicycle have the same speed in this place, which is approximately too slow. Yuck, 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 yuck. Yeah, but if it gets way too then it gets way too good. Even for me, it's a finite infinity. I suppose I just figured, you know, eventually you go for broke, right? I mean, the way you achieve not too big of a multiverse is you have it so like the way you do that is you make it so that like there's limitations for like travel, I guess. Well, I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. You can go up or down 6 ways on this icon, infinitely left or right on the x-axis. So you're telling me this is the closest you guys are getting to your boa. I refuse to get closer. Here, we'll explore this place a little beyond the house. You know, this whole place gives me the freaks. Because I'm reminded of what lays actually here. My general fear. But there is nothing else. Oh well, the other one back. Hey, we got this secret. It's pretty nice. Yeah, guess I'll check some beds again. Other than that, yeah, I don't know where to go anymore. Nope, that's... Who wants to suggest places for me to look, I guess? Nah, I don't know. You can't even really direct me places. Like, I can't make this a user game or anything. Bum 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 da 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 dum ba lum ba na ma na ma ma. Oh yeah, if you're available, watch the Price is Retro. Not the Price is Right, the Retrologic podcast this week. Sure, I guess we'll save some of the beds. Because I'll be on it. I'll be talking about Kirby. I do love me some Kirby. Yes, brain... I'm not sure if I'll say brain rot like you did, Turkey, but Kirby's definitely, I'd argue, comfort series. We'll put it there. The Retcon Tale and other Retcon Tales and the other Retcon people set up an organization to make sure there is an alternate timeline where there's a better ending. Yeah. Well, that seems interesting. Are you going to do anything with it, like something? Are you going to, like, publish it? Write something? Look, my head's not on the screen. Content. The content you all came here for. Now, I'm pretty sure you all came here for the announcement, which is Toy 3D, which got resolved. We resolved what game we were playing. No need for a poll this time. Sorry, Turkey. I know how much you like polls, but we didn't need one, so we didn't have one. Yeah, no. Gosh, dang it. The worlds that are full of sadness. What about those worlds' autonomy? Right? Like, What dictates a world full of sadness, and what precisely are they doing? I don't know, I'm getting existential again. Bottom bumper, curb, that's the name you should know. Curb. The star of the show is more. What? No, I didn't mean to do that. He's more than you think. He's got maximum pink. Curb is the one. He comes right back at you. He comes right back at you. Give it all that you got. Take your very best shot. It comes right back at you for sure. Oh, how can I help you, King D? I need to march to the club with the Kirby. What to do best at enemy. Better get it with the money back guarantee. Kirby. Saving the day, Kirby, he's here to stay. Don't be fooled by his side, you won't be fooled. Leave your eyes, Kirby's the one. Right back at ya. Yeah. For worlds that are full, it's case by case basis for each world. No, I guess that makes sense. I thought of diplomacy involved in that. Please work. So close. I don't think I'd be this searching for it if it wasn't so close. Like, I know for a fact it exists. But I don't know, like, once the end becomes in sight, it becomes a lot harder to ignore it. I don't know, I feel like I've explored the main 12 Nexus worlds, but finding connections to other worlds is pretty hard and somewhat convoluted because it's Yume Nikki. And there's random chance involved, so I never know exactly if it's my problem or like I just didn't pull the right thing. I can't imagine like trying to find events in this game. Like, I swear. Wow. Alright, so what I missed last time is that the cone is gone now, here. So I can go here to this place. Which brings me here to this rooftop. Which, I'm not sure what I will do with this. I have a drawing of Tails with Sheik Attack. That's probably going to be this Tails design. If I may, there will be an epilogue series that takes place sometime later following a new generation. So I would say it's like yeah, basically. You know. Sky the Rito, a Bird Mobian, and Rito hybrid. There's a cat here. I think I know this place. Like, I've seen it. It's one of the more, I think, famous events that can happen. Cause I just, yeah. I swear, if it wasn't for the fact there's just one more event somewhere hiding from me. I have a small bit of heroes and villains in them. This guy has some of Ganon. This guy has some of Ganon, like Sonic Eggman. Yeah. Oh. I'll go back in. I can still come back out of that. I'm like refraining from like. I'm refraining from doing. There's an event here. I know how to trigger it. I'm waiting for Galaxy to come back because I think Galaxy's gonna want to see this. Because I went back and I watched the playthrough with Mom, and I figured out what I'd done wrong here, and I'd found this place, and now I'd like Galaxy to see the events that I know happens here, because you know again I've seen stuff on Yume Nikki. I'm back, Galaxy. You're back. Welcome. We found this place. Turns out one of the things is that if I go up here, so this place is, we got in the bed and we went here, and this is the subway space, but I didn't realize the cone that's blocking this way down is gone. So now we can go out to this area, and I recognize this area from when I used to watch like people talking about this game. It's one of the more famous events because I believe you can trigger it by flying out on a broom. And I thought you'd like to see this. Flying through the sky, flying through the sky. We're flying through the sky. Oh shoot, one. And then I can press 1. I didn't know that undid it. I thought I would like do something on the broom when I pressed 1. Apparently that made me fall. Because 1 is usually the event button and Z is the... Oh. And I fell out of bed. I'm gonna save that. Right, I didn't actually mean to end it there, but yeah. That's the witch event. It's quite, it's somewhat famous. One of the more famous events that I'd heard of. The other thing is I figured out how to get the spaceship to crash by watching the old playthrough of me and Mom. Which technically isn't cheating, even though we used a guide in that playthrough, so, you know, I mean, it's a little cheating, but... Oh, I don't want to cave and just ask with the final effect. You know what? We still have that one more stream. It probably wouldn't be great to find the effects this stream anyway. Because it's like... Yeah. Yes, you know, I've been through these worlds quite a bit at this point. I am getting a little tired of it. Well, we'll at least hold it out so we can do, like, the next stream, you know? We do one, like, because, you know, there's the stream after this one, like, because, you know, we have, I already forgot what it was called, 3D, Tori 3D, and that'll probably be fun. And so we'll probably want that, a Yume Nikki stream to close it out. And then, well, I'll have more time after It Takes Two to plan a new intermission game. So I might actually... So, I'm not gonna cave and ask for hints on this. Besides, like, we made it so far without asking for hints. Except for, like, maybe a little because of... I already had knowledge leaked in, and, like... So, like... It's only semi-blind or whatever, so, yeah. That's cool, poor Marisugi. I mean, it's only a dream, right? She woke up. Although I guess falling out of your bed's probably not fun. I've never fallen out of my bed before. Well, I might have, back when I had, like, a non-loft bed. See, nowadays, if I fall out of... See, I got the loft bed when I was young, a long time ago. A time far, far away from right now. Kid is a god, reincarnation of another god. Lily and Doug is a reincarnation of another god. Both were gods, but it got Lily's head and made Darlie bitter, showing neither in the right. And Darlie destroyed the world became a pitch black void. I'm gonna pretend I understand what was written there. Just like I pretend I understand my own life. This bout of relatable humor has been provided by me, I guess. Relate to me. You will find me relatable, or you will die. This non-threatening, relatable humor has been brought to you by the Philip Corporation, creator of such wonderful shell companies like Stabco. Have a merry crisis. I'm getting silly. Like, I don't even know what I'm doing anymore, you know? You know what I mean? You catch what I'm saying. You're saying what I'm catching. You're crumbling what I'm schmombling. You know. I mean, you know, right? Like, thank you for listening to my insane ramblings. Hey, you listened to my insane ramblings. Something which I cannot prove because you could have just not. So we have to get in and out of this bed over and over again. And that will eventually trigger the spaceship crashing. So I hope you like watching this. And then welcome again to my 100% blind playthrough. I definitely didn't figure this out. I figured this out myself and not by watching an old playthrough I did. The old playthrough is basically legal. I mean, yeah, I used a guide on the old playthrough, but you know, I'm not using a guide right now. I'm just looking at the old playthrough for ideas. So, you know, we didn't get that far in the guide. So really, I don't know why you all are making a big deal out of this. Which, by that I mean I'm projecting you all to be making a big deal out of it on this, for clarification's sake. The snow makes this kind of weird because it's snowing like outside of the reality. Look, it's a space bed. Space bed. More like space dead whenever the ship decides to crash. Oh, you know what? It's something to talk about. I put up Christmas lights recently in my room. So now it's like, I love Christmas lights in your... But Philip! What is it, guys? Now I'm intrigued. What is this version? What is this round of But Philip about? It's a daily game that I play where I drive everyone I know to be insane. Oh no, I hang up Christmas lights. I love having Christmas lights in my room and then like using them as like ambient lighting with like the rest of the lights off. It's great. It's like just enough light that I can see by. Like, it's beautiful. Perfect amount of light. Now my roommate, not sure he's warmed up to them. Well, no, I don't. My roommate likes the lights. I don't think he'd agree with me when I say that I can write under the lights. He'd rather have actual light. Like a loser. Who wants a real light when you could have Christmas light? It's the most lighted full time. Oh dear. I'm just acting out the stereotypical chat person you're projecting onto us. Thank you, Alex. It's a service we all need, and I'd like to salute America's brave heroes, acting out my whims. It's the most wonderful time. Okay, if I actually sing real Christmas carols, I'm gonna get copyrighted, like I did on those Splatoon videos where I sung Jingle Bells. Did you know that, Galaxy Wolf? That one Splatoon video where I sung all of Jingle Bells, that's copyrighted. So someone not striked. They're taking the revenue from it, which is none. So it's not ideal. It's not a strike, so it's not an issue. But like, you know, like, it's Jingle Bells. I didn't know you could content ID Jingle Bells. I'm too afraid to like throw a release at them though. Might have heard that. That's stupid. It is stupid. Very dumb. I'd repeal if I wasn't a coward. Unfortunately, I'm a coward. Man, you know, I thought I'd have to try less times than this. Bum ba dum bum bum. Da dun da da ba dun. Long story short, Darling and Lily, because they're supposed to end. The what? Reincarnate into Doug and Kit. Only Doug remembers the Darling and Lily fight, goes after Kit, starts the multiverse fight. Saying one guy starts the a fight that ends the multiverse? Man, it would be terrible if our world was run by just a few people that could cut. Not getting into this on stream. Like, and now in a perfectly normal segue. That was my that's. And now for more ASMR with Philip. Do you guys want ASMR? How much would you guys like Philip ASMR? The most A's and the SMR. Don't you want to listen to my soothing voice? My very soothing voice. Okay, I'm done with that. I guess the art bit is over. I feel like I'm doing something wrong. Target villains from worlds like Bowser, Ganon, Edwin, and the others to be hooked on the brothers. Take it to the bridge. Come on. Spaceship, please. Please, I'm begging you, spaceship. Oh gosh, I'm doing something wrong, aren't I? Oh come on, if I can't get the spaceship to crash, we've been here for nothing. You know, some villains. Variety of things happen to the villains. Ba-dum bum ba-dum ba-dum. I got long hair now. Take it to the bridge. Something's got to have gone wrong, right? Like, I've been in this bed a lot. Like, I know it's like a 1 in 64 or something. No, it's 1 in 64. I've got too high expectations. Just mess with its source code. Boom, spaceship actually has stopped working. Simple. How easy is it to hack not Renpy, RPG Maker? I know how easy it is to hack Renpy games because I just want to be single as a Renpy game and I hacked its demo. Just a little bit, and then I changed it back, but like... It only took like an hour and 45 minutes to finally find the right file opener. Like, the actual modding took no work. Because it's, you know, it's a visual novel, so you just change lines. Oh, come on. I was like, I know what to do. Watches the old Let's Play. Nothing happens. Like, what have I done wrong? Maybe it needs to be raining. What if it's raining instead of snowing? Well, now it's not snowing at least. Can't even get the spaceship to land. Christmas lights, though, they're pretty nice. Just nice to have a nice... I mean, it's got that ambient lighting. The ambient lighting of Christmas. Oh, I don't want to give up on the spaceship. Galaxy Wolf. I'm going to invoke a Bagels. Make sure I'm not forgetting something about the spaceship. I know I'm a bit of a wuss. I'm using this over nothing. But, you know, I wanted it would be a great climax. And now it's not happening. So, I'm using Bagels. Please just look up what I'm doing wrong here. Besides coughing. That's my plea. Yeah. Just not going. Two occasional hit and dog, Harry and Derek. Before they died, they decided to reincarnate one last time, and they both combined these souls and split into Harry and Doug. Combination of Kit and Doug. Well, that's fair enough. Well, say reincarnation has never been my favorite thing. Don't understand it as much. It's weird though, because I like stuff like the regeneration from Doctor Who. Very weird. Couldn't ask him if he can have coherent. Galaxy, I'm using Bagels. What am I doing wrong? Why isn't this working? The wiki says there's a 1 in 6 chance Nancy will fall asleep when she gets into bed. Eric, otherwise you need to wake up and come back? No, I know for a fact. I know that can't be it. Because if you look back at the old Let's Play, that's not what Mom and I do. We go in the bed and out of the bed. One in 6 chance. Also, I really don't want... The thing is, in order to get to the spaceship, we have to go to a bed. It's really annoying to get here. Right? Like, you can go back and watch the old Let's Play, like... We just pop right back into the end. Magic in the Void is weird because there are multiple magic systems. People with magic. People who don't can still cast the same type of magic. There's an entire... I'm gonna fall asleep soon. I'm getting tired. Except for at school for magic, right? Okay, sure. Hmm. Is there any way you can find out what the reset criteria is for this on the wiki? Oh, I'm getting an attachment. Doing this new studio pilot, I don't work out the same. That's weird because. Alright, let me bring up the old Let's Play. See, the annoying thing about the Let's Play that Mom and I did is that there was a glitch that like prevented a lot of the screen from showing. So like you can't properly see what's going on. No. Let's see, where is Yume Nikki? Final episode we did. The weird glitch happened. Oh, an audio glitch too. Yeah, so it's weird. Who can say? Well, I can. Very confusing. Okay, so it does at least take some time to happen. Let's see. Lost sight of where my stream is. Just say your screen try with the wiki, yeah. The regular school manager will imagine the main article about my idea would be something like, think your favorite stories are complex, meet the man who has made the most complex war. I mean, first off, have you made the most complex war? There's a bunch of really weird stuff out there. Second off, it would have to be... It'd have to be an actual story, you know? Like, everyone can have a stupidly complex idea. Like me. I have all of them. But, you know, you'd have to actually write it. I'd probably be more likely to become a meme like Kingdom Hearts is. Mississippi 2, Mississippi 3, Mississippi 4, mine Mississippi 5. One Mississippi 2, Mississippi 3, Mississippi... If I haven't made it with, I will make it into the most complex. That's not like a goal storytelling. I mean, it is a goal. As my mother used to say, if you can understand the story, it's too simple. That's not true. My mom didn't ever say that. That's a joke. No, mom didn't. Mom didn't say that. To learn what mom did say, you might want to watch one. AO3 or Wattpad text-based fanfiction. Yeah, you need it to. Yeah. I don't know, like, super complex fan fiction doesn't really seem newsworthy to me because, you know, it's fan fiction, right? It seems like the kind of thing that would become stupidly complex. Okay, we are attempting heavier reset. That's right, we're doing... Yeah, I don't know. For different types of magic, different types of world beating. Yeah, I thought that's already how you did that. Looks like my ambitions are fruitless. We will never see that spaceship crash. No. That's what I would say if I was a quitter, which I'm not. I'm the person who fights the ship. I don't quit. Not now, not ever. As I always say, never give up. Even when it makes no sense to continue on. Keep going anyway. Out of some obstinate stubbornness or whatever. That's what truly helps you make it in the world. Complete and utter stubbornness. With no compromises. For more life advice with Philip, please come back again ever. For life advice of a similar caliber. More like Excalibur. Wow, I'm so funny. Come on. Two. Yeah, different magic types researching. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4, 5 Mississippi. It's like attempt 3. One Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4, 5 Mississippi, 6 Mississippi, 7 Mississippi, 8. Please, I'm begging you. This bed is killing me. Nine misses every 10 and we're done. Dun, dun. Okay. Don't you guys love grinding in video games? It's my favorite thing to do. Grinding makes the world go round. The world go round, the world go round. It makes the world go round. Early in the morning. Hey diddle diddle, the cat and the fiddle. Carol jumped over the moon. Bum 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 ba da bum ba da ba da da ba. When the moon hits the sky, like a great pizza pie, mi amore. And the troubles all fly away through the sky, mi amore, mi amore. Oh, do ba da do. Oh yeah, you know, you all can. I posted on Twitter about Dial a Carol, which is a thing I'm doing again this year, where you can. So my university does like a 24-hour like Carol hotline during finals week, where you can call all 24 hours and someone will sing a carol for you. And I signed up to be a caroler. So if you call the hotline during the week, you can find details about it on my Twitter. But if you call the hotline during the finals week, which is like the 8th to like the 14th or something, you too can you might hear me singing, and you can even ask for me. But like I won't be probably doing it until the 14th, so you know, don't ask earlier than that. They won't know what to do. Although they automatically route you to like. A lot of people were very confused because like they didn't ask me who I wanted to get sung to. It's like, yeah, you have to assert like you'd like to hear a specific person because, and like they'll redirect you, but like, you know, their primary motive is again the hotline that you can always get a carol from, so they're immediately gonna route you to a caroler, and you have to specifically request if you'd. They're not going to ask everyone, you know. Well, they're not going to just ask everyone, hey, who wants to... Like, they're not going to ask everyone who calls who wants to receive. You know, on the 14th is the day I'm doing it. I'll be dialing... Well, I won't be dialing. You'll be dialing, I'll be caroling, maybe. It's going to be a fun time, as they say. Don't miss it. Don't miss me. But yeah, and then you'll get to hear more of my beautiful singing voice. Oh, and then hi, it's working finally. There we go. All I had to do was threaten to sing. Who knew I was so afraid? This is going well. I'm adding sound effects. Oh, there are sound effects already. A bed. We did it. We landed on Mars. Welcome to Mars. It's snowing because I left the snow on. Look at this place. In orange marshland. Marsland. A Martian land. Up the hill. Up a steep hill. That we could fly away. Haha, nope, okay, which you are once again disappointing me. You had one cool thing. That was your little game. So it's become one with the middle, the little guy. Where is this place? This is it. I like this place, like... I think this is everything that is on Mars. Because we don't do anything else when we're here. Just this wild place with this one little guy where you're just... I wonder what it means. And there we go. That's Mars. Pretty neat place, I gotta say. Ten out of 10. Would come again. Except the method to get here is real annoying, so I probably wouldn't come again, actually. Yeah, I think in the end I'm going back to bed. Yeah, so thanks for watching, everyone. I think I'm gonna end off the stream here. Join me next time for when I play Tori 3D. Very exciting. Quite excited for that game. Yeah, so join me next time for Tori 3D. And look in the links in the description for stuff to do. There's a ton. So just go in the links. There's a Discord, a Twitter, some channels that my family made because nepotism. And yeah, just have a great time. This has been our usual intermission stream. We may not have made any progress, but that's okay for now. Yeah. I'll see you next Friday for what's it called? Atari 3D. And yeah. There you go. Goodbye. Goodbye. Bye.